Hi friends, welcome back to the video series from Exuberant Consulting. So in this video, we are going to talk about the SAP Activate methodology. Soon after the introduction of HANA, SAP started changing the implementation methodology to an agile based one. And this is how Activate began evolving. So today I'm going to share a presentation from SAP which talks about the Activate methodology. This is a public presentation and it can be used by us in any of our client meetings or it can be shared publicly. So let's go to the presentation and see how this methodology has changed from the SAP methodology which we are used to for such a long time.
So as you can see here, this is a public presentation and I'm just going to go through the salient features of it. So one of the intentions behind having this different kind of methodology was to shorten the time to value and reduce costs, and we are going to see how in the subsequent slides, and give more best practices, more flexibility and choice, and reduce the cost and time, and build on an incremental approach which agile always advocates. So we start with best practices. Now best practices have been available for a long time, but now it is possible to implement those best practices in our sandbox servers by importing the transports, etc., and have a system ready, a sandbox system within a short amount of time. So the earlier approach of ASAP was like, we went to the client and we asked them what do you want, and then we built it and tested it. Now we are going to now the approach is kind of different. So it is like, the SAP consultant is going to be the change agent, and he's going to drive with the best practices, the industry best practices, country best practices, with rapid prescriptive repeatable steps, and a lot of accelerators given by SAP as standard. And using the agile approach, he's going to kind of shorten the, not only shorten the time span of the implementation, but also uh, give he's going to lead from the front and guide the client. So Activate combines these tools, and now, as we know, SAP on cloud is also a huge offering, and uh, along with that, on-premise and cloud both will have the benefit of this Activate methodology. So how does it look like? You start with the best practices and build a sandbox which is demoed to the client. So the scenarios are demoed to the client, and the deltas are identified. So wherever the solution doesn't fit the client requirements, you identify the deltas, and then the implementation realized actually consists of fixing the deltas. And here we have a lot of reusable content from SAP, and this is where you can get register and get those contents. Some of these registrations do require an ID with the right authorizations, especially the business practices. So if you're actually working on a project, then your ID might have all the requisite authorizations. So gone is ASAP, and in this case we have four main phases, which I remember as PERD, and then you have discover and run. So a discovery phase, you start with preparation for transition and creating the roadmap, but the real phases would be like PERD: prepare, explore, realize, and deploy. And in the prepare phase is where you would create a model company, and in a sandbox environment with the best practices, and create conduct client workshops to validate that solution. And wherever we have a gap, we put it in an agile backlog, and then in the subsequent phases we realize that backlog. So this is how the agile project team would look like. So the one of the benefits of agile from my personal experience is that there is a continuous business involvement, full-time business involvement in terms of product owner, and product owner is actually an expert on the business processes. So he works along with, he or she along with the SAP functional expert. So the possibility of building redundant code or building a solution that is exposed during UAT is very less, because the business is continuously working with the all the SAP experts, and we have a Scrum Master who's coordinating all these things. So you can see the roles there. You have authorization expert, tester, business process expert, training expert, and a technical expert, along with the working hand in hand with the functional expert, and building all of the solution in small increments as per the agile approach. But when they build a solution, they build it in such a way that it is readily deliverable. Now this is a kind of very important aspect of the workshops is the solution validation and the delta design workshops. So both of them happening, in the first step you go with the best practices, you show and tell the SAP best practices using the sandbox system, or the CAL system which is available from SAP. And in the next step, then you when once the deltas are identified in workshop A, you actually solution the deltas in workshop B. And we have a lot of support from best practices solution manager in form of process diagrams, configuration documents, test scripts. So the content of the best practices has been enhanced substantially from what we had earlier, and it kind of covers not only the end-to-end scenarios in the form of process diagrams. It contains configuration documents, test scripts, delivery supplements, software and delivery requirements, and even customer presentations. So you can just download the presentations and use them in your workshops. So these are some examples of how you can use the best practices. And as we come to as we progress through the phases, uh, so in realize, we are in realize now, and we iteratively build the functionality to resolve the gaps, as we said, as we had identified earlier. And of course this is done using IMG and maybe custom programs. So in the solution build, they use the agile approach, and generally agile follows the concept of a sprint, where the scrum team works together to build a deliverable object. And these sprints are typically from 3 weeks or 4 weeks, or sometimes even more, if in case the project is really complex. And then at the end of this, of course the agile follows its own way. So you have these agile ceremonies at the beginning and end and during the sprint, and at the end of the sprint you have a kind of demo to the client business teams to determine whether the solution that was built by the scrum teams is actually acceptable. And here we see that at the end of all the sprints there is a firm up sprint. So this firm up sprint is used to kind of wrap up any loose ends that may be there in the work that has been done so far. Post that, we have integration testing and user acceptance. This is the same diagram in a bigger way. And the user acceptance will actually sign off, and it means that we are ready for the deploy phase. So these are examples how sprint could run, and what are the different types of documentations, etc., that would happen, and what are the sequence you could probably follow. And then in the deploy phase, the system is ready, and ready to be deployed and transferred to the run or steady state phase. So There are some SAP courses on that, and here you can find more information about it. So I would really suggest you join the SAP Activate Jam site and participate in the discussions out there. If you have the authorizations to access the best practices and go through the Activate training curriculum to know about this new methodology from SAP. So thank you for joining me today, and uh, please let me know your comments if any, and have a nice day. Thank you.